Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Tim Legler and Greg Anthony. And our reporter on the sideline tonight, Allie LaForce. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Jabari Smith.
And you can't get too wrapped up in the numbers, but sure, his rebounding volume has indeed been decreasing. Is that a function of physicality, alterations to playing style? Possibly. One thing for certain, you hope the decline isn't attributed to a lack of effort.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Holmgren plays at the 4 with Hartenstein at the center spot. Out on the perimeter, Walt. And Williams. And it's SGA in at the 1. And for the Rockets, Smith and Şengün make up the 4 and the 5. Thompson is out there with Tari Eason. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. So, Craig, when you're in the first game of a back-to-back, how much focus slips into already looking towards the second game?
Well, from a player's perspective, not much. But from the view of a coach, it has to creep in some in terms of making sure you don't overplay your stars.
Gilgeous-Alexander. And there it is for him.
And that's what separates Shea from other guards. He can absorb the contact inside and still finish.
Thompson outside. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
That is a quality look. You can't do it much better than that.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Eason grabs the board. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
A bit ago, Ime Udoka and I were able to chat. And he told me one guy that we have to always be cognizant of is Chet Holmgren. Coach explained his biggest impact comes on the defensive end, but we can't overlook his offense. He's a 7-footer with guard skills who can space the floor and is very efficient around the rim. Back to you, Kev.
And as always, Allie, great job. Thank you. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Hartenstein. Screen by Hartenstein. Shot clock at 6. From deep, Gilgeous-Alexander. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
SGA stepping out on the floor. That will create some driving lanes going forward.
A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Off target from three-point range. And Greg, on a team as stacked as OKC, you can almost forget about Chet Holmgren, who is the number 2 overall pick back in 2022.
And let's give him his flowers, right? The portrait of a modern big man. Shot blocking, shooting range, and plays with an edge.
Yeah, SGA so quick up the floor and getting out in transition, able to find that space.
Durant against SGA. Thompson right side. They need this. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Thompson's got 5.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Outside Williams. Hartenstein with the screen on KD. Kicks it out to Holmgren. Oklahoma City keeps it going. A new shot clock of 14 seconds. 2 minutes. Goes back up. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And such a nice move to make the basket work. 9 points in the game so far.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
From downtown, the Thunder pull it in. The last encounter was in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
This has been that rare night where they got pretty much anything they wanted offensively.
Now Waltz. After the missed 3 from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
And with that threat of the outside jumper, Holmgren generates space for this offense.
Here's Şengün. Good on the shot.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Outside Durant. And Thompson kicks to KD. .29 seconds left here in the first quarter. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. And the layup's good off the glass. SGA's got 11 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of
the way. Hartenstein with the screen on Thompson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, guys, has been on display for Oklahoma City. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Early offense in this league is key. You've got to score before the defense can set up in the half court.
Taking a look at the Thunder, at the guard spots, we'll be seeing Gilgeous-Alexander and Wallace. Both Jalen and Jalen Williams are out there. One at the 3, the other at the 5. And it's Holmgren in at the power forward. And the foul called on Cason Wallace. That's his first foul. Pass to Shepard. Out left to the wing. Shot clock at 5. Hit by Finney-Smith. They grab their own miss. From the arc, drills the three-pointer. Finney-Smith's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Rockets.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
But I tell you what, SGA is a bona fide superstar, having another huge night.
And with the depth of this Oklahoma City Thunder team, Tim, who's an impact player on this roster that might fly a little bit under the radar?
Yeah, Kevin, I think it's Aaron Wiggins. I look at a guy that in any other situation, might be able to average 15 to 18 points a game, but in Oklahoma City, he has sacrificed shots and minutes to be part of a winning team, and he competes every night.
He does indeed. Houston making a switch. Durant's checked in. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Wiggins is checked in for Chet Holmgren. Alex Caruso comes in for Williams. Isaiah Joe, he's checked in for Cason Wallace. And it's Mitchell in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And KD throws it down.
Look at KD throwing it down, not giving the defense any opportunity there.
Williams for 3. Şengün with the rebound. Rockets trail by 3. Pass to KD. From outside the arc, Wiggins with the rebound. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. It's a hand on it, and it's Durant with the rebound. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for Houston. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
Well, I just thought they had the tempo exactly where they wanted it. To me, that was the difference in the game.
The Thunder leading by 3. Joe passes to Caruso. And he banks in the layup. Caruso's got his first bucket in this one.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And, Tim, you look at some of the advanced metrics. Alex Caruso is one of the best defenders in the modern era.
Yeah, Kevin, that impact is rare for a guy who is 6'5", but he grew up on the court in College Station, Texas. Basketball is in his veins.
And it's Wiggins missing.
Well, give the defender credit. Sometimes it's enough to force the miss.
Adams. Rebound by Williams. The Thunder have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Here's Caruso. No good with the layup. Rockets trail by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Van Vliet against Caruso. Van Vliet passes to Adams. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist.
And this is where Adams has the biggest impact. The closer to the basket, the more effective he is.
Drills it from outside. Caruso's got the lead up to 6 now for the Thunder.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Houston with a big group substitution here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Jabari Smith comes in for Şengün. Tari Eason's checked in for Shepard. It's Thompson in for Fred Van Vliet.
And with that remarkable wingspan, coupled with the leaping ability, Durant does major damage on those drives.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guy. And Greg, these poised veterans really seem to have triggered a shift for the Rockets.
At the same time, it's going to be Houston's young talent that determines their future. And they've already shown they can make a major impact.
And so Mark Daigneault calls a timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Hartenstein with the screen for Wallace. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Thompson with it. Williams picks him up. Thompson dishes to Durant. We've got 28 seconds left in the first half of basketball. In close, Durant gets the bucket.
And we're so used to seeing KD light it up from outside. Found great positioning and then delivers.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Thompson. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Hartenstein with the screen on Thompson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Thunder out in front, up by 2. Now we have a moment to go courtside. Allie LaForce has got something for us.
I'm here with Mark Daigneault. Coach, how are you feeling about the offensive performance in that first half?
Pretty good. Obviously, we got to get them under control on the defensive end. I thought they played in a pretty good rhythm, but I thought our energy was good. I mean, we got to stack some stops first. We got to get them out of rhythm, but I thought our offense was pretty good. We moved the ball. We played the way we want to play.
You have to set the tone next. Thanks, Coach.
Terrific stuff, Allie. Thank you so much. And we'll be back for the third quarter right after this halftime break.
With All-Star Weekend around the corner, let's see who's looking to bring down the rims at the dunk contest this year. And let's do something we never, ever, ever do, and that's go off topic.
What topic?
So we don't have a topic, Zach?
Isn't that a topic? Being off topic?
Well, that was more no topic than off topic, but that's all the time we have for this topic, thankfully. So as we switch gears to look at Houston, quite a battle for the Rockets in that first half.
But you want the truth? I've seen college teams shoot better than these guys. They couldn't hit water from a yacht.
Shaq upgrading that punchline from a boat to a yacht. How bougie of you. And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
And what more can you ask of him? That is helping out your team.
And Greg, is a former point guard in this league, give us your top floor generals of all time, the guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow, if we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I gotta go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd, but I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
We'll see Durant and Smith playing up at forward. Tari Eason is out there with Amen Thompson. And it's Şengün in at the 5, down low. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half. Durant, the pass to Eason. And the dunk by Eason.
And we mentioned Durant's scoring ability often, but they're showing how good of a passer he can be.
Holmgren the screen. SGA, that's a two-pointer. Williams with another miss. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. Tim, how in the world did Jalen Williams fall into the Thunder's lap with the 12th pick back in that 2022 draft?
Well, Kevin, he played at a mid-major, so he was a bit of a late bloomer. A lot of people saw him as high floor, low ceiling type, and he was an awful fast riser as the draft got here, but still a steal in that late lottery.
And what a smart pick by that organization, huh? My goodness.
They seem to always get it right.
They do. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 13 points in the game. Holmgren with a screen on Thompson. SGA kicks to Walls. 4 on the shot clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. 4-on-3 break. Here's Şengün. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And SGA now just running the show, making smart reads and creating opportunities.
Şengün kicks to KD. Pass to Eason. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Thunder have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Holmgren with a screen on Thompson. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
Well, certainly been a good night for him, and it is showing on the scoreboard.
And so the timeout taken here by Ime Udoka. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. So for the Rockets, Steven Adams comes in for Smith, and Shepard subbed in for Tari Eason.
Give yourself a round of applause.
And so here is Houston, trailing by 4. Here's Shepard, covered by Mitchell, outside for Durant. Houston moving it around. 4 on the clock. Adams sets the pick for Shepard. Another miss by Houston.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And Jim, for all their talent, the Thunder committed to playing the right way.
Well, they are unselfish, they trust one another, and when a team is this committed at the defensive end of the floor, there's really no need to try to do too much offensively or play hero ball.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Houston. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Shepard. Still yet to score. Lets it go with the 3. Another miss by Houston. The Thunder leading by 6. Floats it up for Wiggins. Stolen by VanVleet. Down low. Kick out to Adams. The Rockets shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Houston making some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Şengün. And Okogie subbed in for Kevin Durant. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Wiggins drives in, uses the glass to finish the layup. Wiggins has got the lead up to 6 now for Oklahoma City. Van Vliet looking around. 34 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Just 5 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. Adams. What a terrific move that was. Adams has got 6 points.
Well, if you work the ball inside, it is going to pay dividends.
17 seconds left to play in the third. Wiggins, a screen on Van Vliet. Here's Mitchell to the paint. Pass to Caruso. Puts it up. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Thunder lead by 4. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
And he runs their offense for a reason. He's got excellent vision. Wow, what a gift for his teammates.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And Oklahoma City, look at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Isaiah Joe. Wiggins is out there with Alex Caruso. Then it's Williams. And it's Mitchell in at the 1. And it's sent back by Mitchell. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Thunder leading by 4. And Mark Daigneault calls timeout. And he wants to see some changes out there right away and right now. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hi, guys. Well, Mark Daigneault was just reviewing the plan with his team. The coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that.
Space City, let's hear it for your
Pass to Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander against Van Vliet. And Gilgeous-Alexander, here we go. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
And if SGA gets a step on the defense, it's over. Look how quick he is to the rim.
Here's Şengün. Pass to Van Vliet. 6 on the shot clock. Inside. Here's Adams. Great D that time from Hartenstein.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
SGA looking it over. Now here's Holmgren from the arc. It's hauled in by Adams.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That'll be his second foul of the game. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. Kevin Durant comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now here's Durant. Capella, that's good, and it's KD with the assist.
The closer Capella is, the more effective he becomes, showing off the nice touch there.
Double team on Gilgeous-Alexander. Holmgren can't hit.
It's been a quiet game for him to this point on the offensive end, but the team has still played well enough to hold the lead.
Van Vliet finds Durant. It's Capella. Hartenstein with the rebound. Now Holmgren.
And something to like about Holmgren is his ability to run the floor. A 7-footer who can get up the court in a hurry and get to the rim before the D gets set.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
credit them for not settling. I mean, they've been in attack mode off the dribble all game long, and thus far, it's paying off.
And we should also mention their work on the perimeter. They have found quality looks from deep, and they have knocked them down.
Holmgren with a screen on Eason, and he cams it in.
I mean, sneaky. When he moves around the floor, Holmgren takes you out of the play, slips past, and just rolls to the hoop.
Now here's Thompson. Durant fires. Holmgren rips down the rebound.
Yeah, he's got to be mad at himself for missing that one, especially considering the defense didn't really affect him.
Rockets trail by 6.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Williams with the rebound.
Well, let's make no mistake about it. If you want to cut into this lead, you're going to have to generate much better shots than that.
Screen by Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander. What a finesse finish on the lay-in.
The classic combo guard. Gilgeous-Alexander is effective in the two-man game, especially on that first option, taking it himself. I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Using his size out of the backcourt, Gilgeous-Alexander.
For an offensive machine like Gilgeous-Alexander, it's important to incorporate the floater in your arsenal.
Durant, and he misses the J. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Thunder.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, and watching that last game, you could see the comfort zone he got into, just filling it up from all of the spots he loves.
Now Eason, after the missed 3 from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Let's send it over to Allie LaForce. She's standing by with our player of the game.
Shai, you were using those long arms to be disruptive on the defensive end. What's your focus at that end of the floor?
I'm just trying to be as active as possible. And like you said, getting my length involved, something I've been blessed with, and I just want to use it.
That activity, that length was noticed. Congratulations.
Great job. Thanks for that, Allie. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and our reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.